What is up, you guys? It is Thursday, February 27th, 2025. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Let's talk about this new memo that came out yesterday, or actually on Tuesday from the Trump administration, requiring all all immigrants here illegally to register in a registry. Let's get into it. Immigration officials say that anyone living in the U.S. illegally will soon have to register with the federal government, and those who don't could either face imprisonment or fines or both. So it's mandatory for everyone over the age of 14 or older who doesn't have legal status to register and provide their fingerprints and address, the statement says, and parents and guardians of anyone under the age of 14 are required to have their children registered. So here's some details about it. Obviously, we've had these enacted before, right? So the original one being the Alien Registration Act of 1940, which came amid heightened growing fears regarding immigrants and political subversives in the early days of World War II. So the current requirements actually stem from the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. Then we had another one, which was around in response to 9/11, which was the National Security Entry Exit Registration System, otherwise known as the Muslim ban, which required all non-citizen males ages 16 or older from 25 countries. Okay. All of them but one were actually all Arab or Muslim, and they were required to register with the U.S. government. The program led to no terrorism convictions, pulled more than 13,000 people into deportation proceedings, and basically it was suspended in 2011 and then completely dissolved in 2016. So scholars say we've attempted this, right, several times, but it's never been enforced until now, right? So obviously we know that Trump is basically responding to his campaign promises of cracking down on illegal immigration. So far, it's been kind of a mess. But we'll see how it goes. The Trump administration will enforce all of our immigration laws. We will not pick and choose which laws we will enforce, said the spokesperson from the Homeland Security. Her name is Tricia McLaughlin. We know who is in our we must know who's in our country for the safety and security of our homeland and all Americans. So, what's the goal of the announcement? It says that Tuesday's Homeland Security statement was completely bureaucratic. It's a way just to announce that the law is again being enforced and that people should register. So they'll be coming out and announcing soon a form and the process for immigrants to complete the register requirement, which will be on their website with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, which is USCIS. They will be directed to create an account, provide additional information, and provide their fingerprints. So it says no alien will have an excuse for failure to comply with this law. The statement said, again, this really cruel kind of language to ostracize and to create othering, The USCIS website indicated that people who register would be given some form of identity card, and anyone over the age of 18 would have to have it on their person, on their possession at all times. The announcement of the registry allows the Trump administration to flex its political muscle on the key issue of immigration. It's also a signal to people living in the United States illegally. If you leave now, you may have the opportunity to return and enjoy your freedom and live the American dream, McLaughlin's statement said. So, like much about the registration, much is unknown right now. But legal scholars say that the practical consequences of this action may not matter as people are already living below the legal radar, right? They're already living in the shadows, and they're most unlikely going to register because it would make them completely vulnerable and it would open them up to being deported. I mean, if they are opening it up so that immigrants can be deported in court or in schools now, then why would they do this? And what's to say that if they were to go register, if they had to do some sort of appointment in-house, that they wouldn't be deported right then and there. So this is going to do is really push people further into the shadows, which is dangerous. It's dangerous not only for those people, because what happens is when they live in the shadows, there's a huge propensity for more violence, more domestic violence. People do not want to come forward, do not want to cooperate with law enforcement or even interact with law enforcement. So a lot of things go unspoken just to not bring any attention. We're probably going to see a lot of children not going to school. We're already starting to see that because parents are afraid that their children are going to be deported from school. So it's got a lot of repercussions, not just for the a vulnerable community, but also for American citizens as well. We've got Stephen Yale Lower, who says, but even if it doesn't actually accomplish much in terms of deporting more people, it sends a signal to the American people that we're cracking down on immigrants, and it will heighten the fear immigrants already have about what's going on. And obviously, advocates are coming out and, to respond to this. They basically, Heidi Altsman, the vice president of the National Immigration Law Center, said in a statement that it harkens back to shameful episodes in the United States government sanctions discrimination against immigrants and people of color. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look a little bit further into this and also list some resources that are out there for immigrants. And let's talk a little bit about this. Let's also talk about let's get more into depth about the responses from these advocates and these nonprofit community resources. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. That is a wrap to this news update. I want to make sure that you guys, do all the things, comment, please, share, save, copy, do all the stuff. Sign up to my bell so you can get my notifications when I go live or when I update my next video. And up there in my bio, I've got a link to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get my subscribership up to 1,000 subscribers. It's completely free to you, and it would help me a great deal so that I can start monetizing on there. I'm sending you guys a bunch of love. Peace.